Welcome to Austria. I'm Robin Banks. Myself and Dave Umshaw have been invited to commentate once again and dive deeper still into the underworld of Race Club, hosted by Fabio Detrelli. We are at the Red Bull Ring Circuit located near Graz, not far from Kunzen-Getzen, just by the old post office on the right. The track was first constructed in 1969 and was later named the A-Ring until 2010. The circuit is 2.7 miles in length with the longest straight of 939 meters and has a total of 10 corners. It's a high-speed circuit combining sharp tight bends with long flat-out sections. Located in a hilly area with large ascents and descents, it really stretches the skill of the driver and his ability to post a fast lap. In this race, drivers will need both good setup and great speed to maintain pace on this track in these Group 2 cars. While there are no points awarded, the prestige of the top step awaits the champion. I hear the winner gets to be bathed in warm water and rose petals by a group of beautiful near-naked porn stars with a high-powered hosepipe from a distance of approximately 6 meters. We have a grid lineup of 9 drivers today from all over the world who queue up to take part in this event. And our grid lineup today is first place Rico Mortis, in second Luis Gaza, in third Rafael Doubtfire, in fourth T-Bone McKinley, in fifth Frank Handsome, sixth place Mayano Punterino, seventh Brian Messiah, in eighth Fabio Detrelli, and rounding out the grid in ninth Philly Delphia. We're about to get underway. Boys are revving their engines on the grid, ready to go as we fly down towards Castrol Edge corner. Gaza got away clean. Looks like Rico's getting swallowed up in the pack. A lot of them going wide. Flying down the hill. Up the other side towards Remus. Very fast section of track. Everybody in an orderly queue, please. Clean into the first corner. Frank Handsome on the grass. That's not the shortcut. Looks like Brian Messiah got swallowed up in the pack who got left behind. Mayano Punterino dives straight down the inside of Frank Handsome. Stunning maneuver. All the way towards Pirelli. Frank Handsome going wide. Mayano Punterino holding a good line. Really, really tricky part of the track. You need that exit back onto the straight towards Rind. Everybody stretching out a little bit now, down in towards Rind, heading down towards Red Bull Mobile, and onto the start straight. Detrelli right up behind Rafael Doubtfire, followed by Philly Delphia, Rico, and then Brian Messiah. Detrelli takes a wide line, followed by Delphia. These lot are pulling away from the back too. Rico and Brian getting left behind. Everybody into Remus, second gear corner. Easy to get the braking wrong and go wide. Right up the inside of Rico. Rico got the drive out of the corner. Slight contact. Looks like Mayano Punterino spun out. Heading down towards Roach. On the brakes. Brian tries to go up the inside. Rico outbrakes him. Heading down into Pirelli. 90 mile an hour first corner. 100 mile an hour fourth gear second corner. Everybody running nice clean lines at the moment. Doubtfire down towards Rind. Rico down towards Rind, chased by Brian. Down towards the Red Bull Mobile. Good exit onto the start straight. I think Brian's good here. He's right getting round Rico in the slipstream. Might have a shot at it into Remus. Brian flew through Remus like a bat out of hell. Using Rico's slipstream. Popping out on the left outside, puts Rico on the inside. Rico could go defensive. Brian's missed his braking marker. Gone very, very wide. Giving Rico a good gap. Heading down towards Roach. Detrelli losing grip. The exit out of Remus is really, really difficult. It's almost stop-start. Frank goes down the inside of Raphael Doubtfire. Very fast into Pirelli. Nice flowing section. Downhill. Brian Messiah trying to catch the back of Rico. He's pretty good out of Red Bull Mobile onto the straight. Bagging into that sausage like it's upset him. On board with Brian, chasing Rico. Really catching him in the slipstream down towards Castrol Edge. My word. Nearly pounding on his rear. Gets a good drive though into Rico's slipstream. Thinks about an overtake, goes up the inside. Puts him on the outside on the corner. Rico may well go defensive. Who's good on the brakes? Brian gives him room. Rico got the drive out of the corner by the look of it. Very, very good clean driving. Truly professionals. Down towards Roach. Brian goes up the inside. He does it. Rico gets him on the cutback. Almost side by side down into Pirelli. Brian nudges Rico out of the way. I'd love to see that again on a replay. Brian was taking no prisoners. Here we go. Into Pirelli. Brian nudging Rico wide. On the grass. Not too bad. Not too severe. He's got the lead now. Heading down towards Rind. Very fast corner, slightly off camber, easy to go, very wide. Into the Red Bull. Brian on the curb. Can Rico catch him on the slipstream? Looks like Brian's pulling away. I think that's job done. Brian banging that sausage and almost going airborne around the Castrol Edge corner. Flying up the straight towards Remus. Fabio Detrelli goes very, very wide. Fabio Detrelli loses control, crashed out. Bayano goes wide. This corner claims a lot of victims. But so does Roach down the bottom of the hill. Really, really difficult section of track. 1 minute you're flat out, the next minute you're on the brakes, almost stopped. Bayano goes in a bit quick, loses control into the gravel trap. That'll do it. Very easy done. Catching up with T-Bone, down into Rind. Into the Red Bull Mobile. And onto the start straight. Trying desperately to catch Luis Gazza. On board with T-Bone. Up into Castrol Edge, getting a good run out of here is absolutely vital. Goes a little bit wide. Looks like Gazza got the drive. Hammering up the hill, searching for that braking zone. About now. Down, some go into first gear, others go into second. McKinley right up behind Gazza. Down towards Roach. We've got to watch the brakes here. It's very easy to go up the back of someone. Gazza holding it well. Shooting over to Pirelli. 100 mile an hour first corner. And then down the hill towards the second part of Pirelli, which is 90 miles an hour. Before building speed around the right-hander down towards Rind. Looks like T-Bone's going to go out the inside. Thinks about it. Thinks better of it. It's good that he's giving Gazza some room, not being hot-headed. That's the good thing about this championship. These drivers are absolutely courteous to each other. Absolutely stunning racing. T-Bone tries to go out the inside into Castrol Edge. Gazza gets him on the cutback. Gazza gets the drive up the hill. T-Bone could use the slipstream to his advantage. Like to see that again. Here we go, T-Bone up the inside. Goes slightly wide, Gazza cuts back. Beautiful. Very good, clean racing. Up towards Remus. Corner almost comes back on itself. It's slightly off camber too. This is a good place to try and overtake down into Rauch if you can, but it takes a lot of guts going down the hill and hitting on the brakes. Gazza's on the inside, should be okay. T-Bone goes all the way around the outside. Has he held it? He has. Unbelievable maneuver. Almost could have cost him. Like to see that again. Goes wide, but holds his line. Gazza was quite cautious in that corner. That cost him. T-Bone trying to pull away now. May well have the better tyres. I'm not sure what he's on. I would imagine he's on super soft or softs. Frag Handsome being an annoying hornet. Sideways into the Red Bull. I would imagine the first set of tyres will be starting to go off a little bit by now. With all the heavy braking on this corner, it really does scrub the front. Frag clouting off the sausage. Firing up towards Remus. Not sure what's going on there. It's either one or two things. Beer or boobs. Goes wide. I know we had a lady flashing her boobs at Goodwood. Down the hill towards Rauch. Looks like Frag's struggling a bit with his tyres. Struggling, you can see it. He's pushing hard. Sometimes when you push hard, you just really aggravate those tyres and they start to try and bite you back. Let's do our lap focus with Luis Gazza as we bolt down the start straight, reaching speeds of 170 mph 6th gear. Then it's on the brakes and into turn 1, Castrol Edge, 80 mph 3rd gear. Charging up the hill, up to 180 mph 6th gear. Before going down through the box and into Remus, 40 mph 2nd gear. Blasting all the way up to 180 mph 6th gear again. Then getting ready to get on the brakes down into the descent of Rauch. 65 mph 2nd gear. Accelerating back up to 140 mph 5th gear. Down into Pirelli's first left-hander, 90 mph 3rd gear. Quick blast up to 4th gear, 100 mph, and into the second corner. Around the left-hander. Then building speed around the right-hander. Back up to 170 mph 6th gear. And then bagging down to 120 mph 4th gear into Rindt. Down again to 95 mph into the Red Bull. And then over the finish line. And back up to 175 mph. Stunning. Looks like we're back with Brian Messiah. Race is calming down a little bit now. Looks like a good run from Brian, doing very well. Looks like he's chasing Raphael Doubtfire. Rico in the back there, all the way behind. Maybe Rico's struggling with tyres. Or conserving fuel, one or the other. Everybody will have to pit. There's no way you can make those tyres last the whole race. And fuel will be an issue as well. Looking at Fabio Di Trelli, got a little bit wide into Remus. Stunning livery on his Lexus. Always turns out a nice car, does Fabio. He's his team really work hard on keeping it polished and in tip-top condition. Fabio sometimes brings it back in bits, so they do a good job. I know there's a skip round the back with some of his cars in there. Going a little bit wide into the right-hander. Down towards Rindt. Crazy speed going to this corner, it's almost a leap of faith. Down through Red Bull and onto the start straight, heading towards the finish line. It's back a little bit further than the start line on this track. Goes very, very wide into the Castrol edge. Gets a good run though. We're at the halfway point, so let's go down to pit lane and catch up with Dave Unshaw. How's it going, Dave? Dave? Are you there? Sorry to interrupt, Dave, but good God, it looks like there's an animal on the track. The marshals are going absolutely bananas trying to get a hold of it. What in the blazes is it? Wait, one of them has it cornered. Hang on, it's turned on him. It's now chasing the marshal. My word, it's going for him. He's grabbed it. He's wrestling it to the ground. Now he's stamping on it. I think it's dead. That was a close call, Dave. What the hell was that? Well, Robin, I poked my head through the gap in the pit wall to watch Philadelphia, and as he went past at Mach 6, the wind ripped my wig clean off my head. I never knew you wore a wig, Dave. Not a secret now, it seems. You've caught the sun rather quickly too, Dave. No, Robin, that's the top layer of skin gone, as the toupee was glued to my head. Never mind, Dave. At least nobody was killed. Back to the race. Following Rico. Down into Red Bull. Onto the start straight. Philadelphia. Been lost at the back somewhere, but trying to get a hold of this circuit, it is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. Goes a little bit wide, almost on the grass. Very difficult corner, got to watch that. The key to these set of corners is smoothness. Too much speed and you go slower. Sounds crazy. Down into Red Bull, onto the start straight. Picking up speed. Firing over the finish line. Into Castrol edge. Going as fast as he can. The only thing you can take from this is that every lap you do is practice. Ready for the next round. A little bit wide. Very difficult corner. Looking at Fabio Detrelli. Being chased by Luis Gazza, by the look of it, they must have all pitted. When they pit, they all come out in odd orders. It's almost like restarting the race again. Also good to make up pace if you're struggling. Luis Gazza firing up the inside of Fabio Detrelli. Detrelli goes way wide. Loses control on the grass. That'll do it. I would like to see that again. See what happened to Fabio. Looks like he got put off his braking marker. One or the other. Lost focus there for a second. Gazza flying up the inside. Gets a great entry to Castrol. Fabio completely loses his braking marker. Goes way wide. Puts him right off. Looking at the slow-mo, Joe. He had no chance once he hit the grass. You hit the throttle there and it's game over. Rico chasing Rafael Downfire. Come out of the pits in front of Brian by the look of it. If Rico Rico's got on super softs. He will be putting the hammer down now. Guaranteed. Thinks about going up the inside. Gives Raphael some room. It's breathtaking how these drivers are very, very courteous to each other. This is definitely not bangers and crash, or bangers and mash, whichever way you want to look at it. Rico a little bit wide into the right-hander. Thinks about it, chooses to stick with Raphael. Probably trying to force Raphael into a mistake. As long as he keeps his head, that won't happen. Watching T-Bone and Frank Handsome. T-Bone's really got a handle on this race. Nice to see him at the sharp end. Pushing Frank. Frank holds him off into Rebus. Who gets the drive? Looks like Frank got a good drive out of Rebus. Down towards Roach. Rico and Raphael. Yep, Raphael did well in that corner. Rico's just using his slipstream to catch up to the back of him. He may have a shot down into Rid. He goes up the inside. Can he do it? Later on the brakes. He does it. Looks like Raphael's cutting back. Both of them side by side down towards Pirelli. Rico's on the inside so he can block past him. He does. Job done, Rico. Raphael tries to stick with him, but if his tyres are going off, no chance. Yes, Rico pulling a little bit of a gap. I can see Brian in the background. Good line down into the Red Bull. Don't want to go too wide. Looks like Rico's pulling away. Back with T-Bone. Still chasing Frank. Frank goes a bit wide there, loses a bit of traction. Can T-Bone do the same thing down into Roach? Too far away. Down into Roach. It's like Frank's losing a bit of grip. He has. That'll cost him. Manages to get back on track. T-Bone putting the hammer down. That Lexus barking like a pack of Alsatians. Well done, T-Bone. Doing a great job. Looks like he timed his... Got a bit wide there. Looks like he timed his tyres and fuel stops very, very well. Definitely pulled a massive gap on Frank. Goes into the Castrol edge like a scalded cat. T-Bone really wants this win. I can see Rico in the background. Quite a way off yet. Here comes Rico. Catching up definitely with Frank. Round into Pirelli. Rico's... Oh, Frank's gone off track. Oh dear, that won't help. Looks like he gave second place to Rico. We've got Raphael and Brian Messiah closing up too. Frank can't afford to make any more mistakes. Last few laps. Come on, Frank, you can do it. Great admiration for Frank Handsome. Absolute top bloke. Raphael's definitely gaining on him. Come on, Frank. Brian Messiah's up behind Raphael. Down into Rauch. Raphael doing all he can to hold on to this position. Good line into Pirelli. Brian's almost on him. Brian's really pushing. You can tell by the language of the car. Down into Red Bull Mobile. Brian's almost on Raphael now. These three closing up. Brian hits that sausage like he meant it. On board with Brian. Chasing Raphael, who's in turn chasing Frank. Frank goes wide. Raphael gets the drive out of the corner. Takes Frank. Looks like Frank yielded that position to Brian. Raphael pulling away to Pirelli. Brian giving it all he can. Those tyres are screaming for mercy. Around the second part of Pirelli and into the right-hander. Down towards Red. He's right up behind Raphael now. Can he make a go for it? Backs off a little bit. Doesn't want to cause an accident. Oh, he nearly hit Raphael up the jacksie. Down into Red Bull. Raphael got away. This ain't over yet. Not by a long shot. Brian goes a little bit wide. Cost him. Raphael into Remus. Gets a good exit. Brian's closing up though. Can Raphael hold on? Just a few more laps. Around Pirelli. 100 mile an hour down into the third gear. 90 mile an hour. They're building all that speed all the way up to Red and slamming on the brakes as you hit the brow of the hill. Trying to glide that car into the corner. Back on board with Brian, chasing Raphael. Into Castrol. Brian takes all the grass into Castrol. Could get a penalty for that if he's not careful. Definitely abusing those track limits. Can he do it? He's right on Raphael now. Goes up the inside. Who gets the drive? Raphael got the drive. This will be decided down the bottom of the hill, I'm sure. Raphael goes defensive. Brian tries to go on a cutback. Doesn't quite make it. Raphael closes the door. Down into Pirelli. Brian's right on him. Both of them take a great line. Brian definitely wants this third place. I think that was Philadelphia. Looks like he gave up. Back with T-Bone over the line. T-Bone wins. Well done, T-Bone. Second place, Rico. Well done. Who's going to be third? Raphael's holding off. Brian loses a bit of traction down onto the start straight. Raphael just holds it over the finish line. Philadelphia's a lap down, I'm sure of it. Luis Gazza goes very, very wide into Red Bull. Takes 5th place. And the ghost of Frank Hansen. Looks like he might have run out of fuel. Car goes into limp mode. That about wraps up our trip to Austria, folks. Many thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. But from me and the hairless Dave Unshaw, thank you for joining us. See you next time. Thanks again, and goodbye.